Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be learning how to make this simple milkmaid crop top I'm wearing. It's a very simple tutorial and very beginners friendly. If you find this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. So this is the fabric we'll be working with. I'll be using about 1.5 yards of fabric, and that is my lining piece. So before we work on our fabric, we'll go ahead and draw the pattern on our paper for more clarity. So I'll set this. So we'll be working on the front panel first. I have my pattern paper in a fold already. So this is the closed angle on that side. So the first thing you want to do is to place your vertical measurements. So because it's in form of an off-shoulder top, I'll place my tape rule 5 inches above the starting line and mark my vertical measurements. So from my shoulder to my chest line is 9 inches. So I'll place 9 inches there. From my shoulder to my bust point is 10 inches. To my under bust is 13.5. To my high waist is 16, and to the full length of the top is 20. So I'll go ahead now and roll out horizontal lines on these points. So after rolling it out, this is what we have. So I'll just go ahead and label the lines now: chest line, bust line, under bust, the waistline, and the full length of the top. So right now, go over to the upper part of this pattern paper and mark my shoulder to shoulder measurements divided by 2. So for me, I have 8 inches. Then I'll go ahead to subtract 1 inch since it's an off shoulder top. So I'll connect the points to meet my chest line, as you can see me doing in the video. So I'll go over to my chest line now and place my round bust measurements divided by 4, which is 10.5 inches. So I'll come down from that 10.5 inches by 0.5 inches, and then I'll connect it to meet the line forming my armhole. So use your curved roller to connect it this way to form your armhole curve. So after doing that, I'll go ahead now and place my dart measurements. So on the closed angle of the paper, mark your nipple to nipple measurements divided by 2, and then connect the line to meet your under bust point. So on the full length, take half an inch on both sides of the line and then connect it to meet the line at the under bust, just as you see me doing in the video. So this is what you should have. So right now I'm going to go ahead and mark my round body measurement on the pattern. So on my bust line, I'll take my bust measurements divided by 4, then I'll add 1.5 inches to it for seam allowance. Then on the waistline, I'll take my waist measurements divided by 4, my round waist. I'll take into consideration the darts I have there, and I'll add 1.5 inches also to it for seam allowance. So on my full length, I'll mark my hip measurements divided by 4 and add the darts to it. So after doing that, I'll take my ruler now and connect the points together. So this is what you should have after doing that. So I'll connect the bust line to meet my armhole curve. So right now, just go ahead and cut out my pattern. So right now, I'm going to use my front panel to cut out my back panel. So I have my pattern paper in a fold of 2 for the back panel as well. So I made sure I left 1 inch for the zipper allowance on the closed edge of the pattern paper. So just go ahead and roll out a line like this on the zipper allowance so that I won't get confused when I'm cutting on my fabric. So I'll place it this way on the line, and then I'll use my pins to secure it together so that when I'm cutting it out, it won't be moving about. I'll just go ahead and secure it this way, and then I'll label that point as my zipper allowance. So the next thing I want to do now is to cut out the back panel. So after cutting out, this is what we have. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up the zipper point for the back panel. Then before I set it aside, I'm going to place it on each other this way and notch out my dart point. I'll just put small notches there so that when I'm cutting on my fabric, I would remember. So I'll set the back panel aside now while we work on the front panel. Moving to the milkmaid effect of our top, I'll come over to my bust line now and cut it out. So from my under bust, let me just go ahead and label it. From my under bust, I'll go ahead now and cut it out, separate it this way. So I'm going to just label this lower part as the front lower part. I'll just write FLD so that I will remember, and then I'll set it aside. So moving over to the upper parts, I'm going to take my tape rule now and mark out 1 inch. I'll just mark out 1 inch. I'll be taking out 1 inch continuously this way. I'll just take out 1 inch continuously this way. Just mark the points this way. When I'm done doing that, I'll take my ruler now and connect the point to meet the other side. So just take a ruler and connect the points this way. So after drawing out the lines, I'll go ahead now and number the lines I have. It's just what I'm going to do in the video. So I'm just going to number it so that when I'm arranging it, it will be easy for me. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and cut it out. So remember that while you are cutting, you'll be having two pieces of each number. So you can just discard one of it and keep the ones with the number. So before I cut out, I already took out the other side of my front panel. So just go ahead now and cut it out. So just cut it out this way. After cutting out, this is what I have. So I'm going to use these pieces now to cut out on another pattern paper. So I'll be showing you guys how to do that. So guys, I have another pattern paper here already. So what I'm going to do now is to arrange these pieces on the new pattern paper according to how I numbered it. So you guys can see the reason why I numbered the papers. So I'm going to be using 1.5 inches apart. So I'm just going to use my masking tape to secure the pieces on the new pattern paper 1.5 inches apart. So I'm going to just arrange it this way. So I'm going to do the rest off camera. I'll arrange it off camera, and when I'm done doing that, I will show you guys the next thing to do. So after securing the pieces using my masking tape, this is what I have. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and trace it out with my marker. So I'll go ahead and trace it out this way. Keep tracing it out this way. So after tracing out, this is what I have. I'll go ahead and cut it out now. So I'll just cut it out like this. So after cutting out, I'll go ahead and remove the pieces of paper from the new part. So after taking it off, this is what we have for the upper part of the front panel. So I'll be using my patterns now to cut my fabric. So this is the back panels that we drafted earlier, and this is lower part of the front. So when cutting my fabric, I'll be cutting out two pieces of this upper part. So I'll do that now, and when I'm done, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So I've gone ahead to use my patterns to cut out my fabric, and this is what we have. So for the upper part, I have two pieces of it, just like I said earlier. And this is the back panel, the lower part. I went ahead to cut out lining pieces for the lower part and the back panel. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys now is how to join these pieces of fabrics together. So if you watched my video this far, thank you so much for watching. So I'm going to show you guys in my next video how to sew this simple top. using the pattern we just drafted in this video. So guys, if you find this video useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, share with your loved ones as well. And I want to say a big thank you to all my subscribers. I don't take it for granted at all. I want to say a big thank you for sticking to my channel. I promise more quality content coming. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.